Hello, and welcome to Dawn of Man, a caveman city building game. I mean, they didn't have cities back then, so I would say this is more of a village building or settlement building game, which is very interesting. I haven't played any game that's set in this kind of a time period, and this silhouette backdrop for the menu looks really nice. This is a game made by Madruka, the same people who made Planet Base. I've played Planet Base before, long back, on a friend's PC, I think, so I didn't get a lot of playtime, but it was a pretty nice game. But what's interesting about this game is that it's not infinitely open. Things like you run out of things to do after a certain point, and then it's just about increasing your population, and I don't know, the game just peters out. But that's good in this case, unlike most other games where you actually move away from the game because your system is struggling. In this, there is like a progression which gets over, so I really like it. So there are three different types of game modes that we can play in. One is free play, one is challenges, and one is community. I haven't tried the challenges, although this is something which we could do. I have tried the creative mode in Stone Age though, on easy. So this is very easy. I played this to see how end-to-end the tech tree works. So this is, it was interesting. It was the shortest gameplay that I did. There are three different types of things we can do here. You have Continental Dawn, where you're just, you're in a normal place. I guess you're on the continent. It's like you're on Europe somewhere. And then you have the Northlands, which I guess is more towards the north. And yes, we have mammoths in this game, and ancient warriors. So we have still not unlocked this. I have not played this yet. I have played this a little bit, not to completion though. So today we will be testing this out, and based on how people are interested, we can see if we want to do more of this or not. So there are specific map locations. We have 6 different map locations. I don't know which one I'll choose. I haven't tried all of them though. I think I played Lake Valley a long time back. Right, let's just get into Lake Valley, and let's of course call it Kelly. And yeah, location is Lake Valley. We are in normal difficulty, and we will play as settled. We can play as nomad as well. In nomad we are not settled. There are no structures, so we have to build the structures again. But yeah, we can just play settled because this is just our playthrough to see how the game is like. Alright, fine, this is a let's play, but still. So we're starting off the game with this beautiful mural of 2 mammoths. My god, they look mammoths. Right, so let's get into the game real quick. Now we start off with something that reminds us of Foundation. Let's pause the game real quick. We have a bunch of people here. We have 7 people here. They are Baluk, Mahruk, Vaireg, Imant, Varzakh, Lardok, and Kerka. That's good. The names are not going to mean much to us, but yeah, this is where we are. The map is actually pretty vast, considering that it's not like a City Skylines game. It's not like you can just expand. There are limits to expanding, and there are problems which we will face along the way. So it seems like we have a lake right here with a wild donkey swimming in it. That's awesome. There is a hyena here. There's a bunch of sticks here on the ground. There's plenty of trees around. I can see some bushes here and some flint here, all of which we will need, and some stone. So those are the initial kind of resources that we will need. So we will have to set up work areas where we can collect those. Sticks are going to be extremely important during the initial days, so I'm going to place one here to collect the sticks. Flint is also absolutely necessary to make better tools. I do not normally place a hunting area because the animals tend to move, so I don't know how useful that is. We will need fish though, so let's get a fish place. Actually, let's get a couple of fish places, because I find that they run through the fish places really fast. So let's have 3 of those, and of course wild food thingies that we can gather, which can be here as well. And lastly, not leastly. Is that a word? That's not a word. Let's gather some stone from here. There's very few stone here, but that's all right. So once that is done, we can go to the build area and we can see that we have a bunch of stuff that we can build. We have already a wood pile here, so there's no point in, I don't normally find a use in building another wood pile. We could get a rock pile. That doesn't need much in the form of building. What do you need? You just need somebody to go there and set the stones in place. Alright, that's fine. And then storage hut, not yet. We could get it, but not necessary. We have a skins dryer, a crafter, and a hearth. A hearth is what they are all standing around like this is some weird cult. But yeah, that's where they cook their food and whatnot. And the crafter is where you can craft some of your tools. So we will need a biface, which is kind of like a knife. It's going to be used for cutting stuff. And then a wooden spear and a harpoon. You can see here, let me just get this group by resources, that we have 2 meat, 2 fish, and 1 veggie, which is like berries. Berries are vegetables. My wife will be glad to know that. And then we've got 2 sticks, we've got 1 flint, we've got 4 raw skin, and then we've got some spears, some knives. We have knives. Oh, that's the biface. We have some fishing tools, which are harpoons, and we have some outfits. We have 7 people in our population. This is our tech tree, which we will see in a bit. This is the workload, which is very, very important. The temperature and the seasons which are there. There are a bunch of other things here which we could get right now, but I am going to leave it for later. So not right now. So yeah, we've got 2 houses. Each house or tent has a capacity of 3 people, which means we have a total capacity of 6, while we have 7 people here. So I think it could be good for us to get another house over here. Population management is an extremely important part of this game. So I am going to get just 2 houses like so, and let them do their stuff. But before we get the houses, we will need a skins dryer because we have raw skin. Raw skin can't be used for much. For building the house, for example, you can see we need dry skin. So for that, we need to dry the skin. Yay for us. So we need a skins dryer. So let's get a couple of skins dryers here. And so far, I think that's all we can get. Of course, we can get one of these skull pole thingies, which are awesome. Like, they look really cool. And people pray in front of it, and kind of like it increases their morale. It's like, skull gods, please help us, and then they feel better about themselves. So let's quickly jump to speed 8 and let's go through this. So there are a couple of things in this game which are very important. The first is the workload. You can see that this is all the active tasks that people are doing, and these are the pending tasks they have. So based on the number of people we have who can work and how many tasks there are, it sets a percentage here. The game advises us that we don't cross 150%, but that in itself is pretty high, is what I've noticed. There have been games of mine where my population dropped down really fast because animals attack me or people attack me, and my workload went up really fast to like 400%, and that was the end of me. That was the end of my little town, village, whatever it is that you want to call it. So of course now it's pretty high because we are setting up a lot of things, but once most of these things which are bare essentials are set up, things should be fine. Early on in the game, food will not be very big problem because the number of people we have is very less. So as long as you control the number of tents you have, your food should be under control, and that seems to be the first stone that unsettles itself in this game. So moving on, we have something called manage here, which helps us manage resources, which is the most important thing. So here we can see all the resources that we have, which I have never actually opened that menu a lot, but this menu is kind of important and it's nice. So we can see here that we have a production limit of 40 units. What this means is, if the amount of raw skin is less than 40, they will try to keep it at 40, which means they will try to stock it up. So I normally like to bring this down to 20 because that will mean that once this is satisfied, it will push it on to these. You will see how we play around with a lot of these numbers. A lot of these are very important. For example, fishing, I'd like to make it 20 because that will encourage them to go out and fish more. So stuff like that, small stuff. But yeah, our work is right now at 133, so let's see if we can gather some stuff from somewhere else. We can actually press tab and it'll give us something called primal vision, which lets us see areas of interest much clearly. Well, this is nice. Everything is close by, so that could be a good area. Oh, there's some goats there, which I would like to go hunt. This is okay, I guess. This is fine too, but I've got some things here which need processing, so I'm not a very big fan of that. I think this would be much better. Yeah, so like strawberries here, we can just collect it and eat it. Chickpeas, we can just collect it and eat it. Barley, we can collect it, but we can't just eat barley, so we need to process it. So we're still not there. We haven't gotten processing yet, which reminds me, so spring is almost over. That's good. I mean, it's not good, but that's fine. Shows us that time is moving. Now it's summer, which is a safe period. So now I'd like to show you the technology tree that we have. So this is the tech tree. It's very small in this kind of a genre, because normally either the tech trees are really long, which keeps you playing the game, or the tech tree doesn't really matter, which keeps you playing the game. But in this case, the tech tree matters a lot, because the tech tree determines the pace of your game and everything else. So this is kind of extremely essential, and you don't have a lot of options to go down the tree in many different ways. It's kind of like very set in how you want to go about it. But right now we are in the Paleolithic. We have a bunch of stuff here. I'm not going to go through each one of them. Pretty soon we'll be able to unlock one, because as you can see, we need 5 points to unlock one. Once we do that, I will go over this. Another interesting thing is you have these, I don't know what you call it. You can call it initiation texts, I guess. I mean, it's just the name we're giving it. So when you get pottery, you have to unlock pottery to then unlock everything else in the Mesolithic. The same goes here. You have to unlock serial domestication, after which you can unlock everything else. So this is kind of like not so important until the Mesolithic is over, but once you come to the Neolithic, it's kind of important. Normally it's a good idea to stockpile your points, because fortifications are kind of essential. Thatching is kind of essential before you can actually jump from the Mesolithic to the Neolithic, because of certain things which happen. So yeah, this game, the more you play it, the more you realize that it's not just a straightforward, oh, let me just build this and then see where it goes. It's more of, let's plan how we build up, let's plan how we proceed. Of course, the game is tremendously interesting if you don't plan anything and then, boom, something happens. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, planning is definitely much better. So let's go into the tech tree. We have 5 points now, so we can get bone tools. Tools make things easier and faster for us, but of course they need different kinds of raw materials as well, which means things are going to get faster, but you'll have to go and harness those raw materials. In this case, we need bones, which means we need to go out and hunt, which we haven't been doing right now. So which reminds me, let me quickly go and slow down the pace of the game before I come here and explain. We have sling making. Sling making requires leather. You require leather to make the sling, but then this is very useful, because you can create space between you and the animal that you're hunting, and some of the animals do attack. Actually, most of the animals attack you back, except for the really meek ones, which just run away. So it's better if you're far away from them when you're trying to hunt them. Food drying is extremely essential. Food drying helps you store food for longer, and in the early stages especially, as you keep getting more food, there is a chance that there'll be a lot of wastage without drying the food. So this is definitely what we're going to get now. This is something which I completely love. This is dog domestication. The dogs in this case will just be hanging around your village and probably protect your village, but at this stage they will hunt for you as well. So you can protect your people, because the hit points will be much better protected, because they'll take more damage, or at least a little bit of damage. Tanning is good. Tanning is really good because it helps you make sledges, which is amazing for transport and for making your things faster. And funerary rituals, of course, eventually we are going to get this because we need to bury our people, otherwise people lose their morale. So we can see here that there has been a hyena attack. This one probably attacked us. We have lost one person. Have we lost him to the hyena attack? I am not sure. But let's see if we can get some of these goats. Let's tell them to go off and hunt the goats. And let's get some food drying in place over here, because that is going to become important shortly. We can just place it anywhere we want, like, I mean, there's no specific you have to place it here kind of thing. So as you can see here, in the natural world there are things which happen to these animals which actually make them lose their health, and like sickness, old age, yada yada yada, or even another animal hunting it. So it is a good idea to go and check out the animal before you hunt it down. Some of the animals have insane amounts of HP, some of the animals fight back, some of the animals are really good at fighting back, like hyenas are really good at fighting back, and they have 108 health, so they are dangerous to attack during the initial days. But yeah, I mean, people slowly get the hang of it. Everybody will get the hang of it. So we're harvesting here, we're harvesting there. Flint here is over, is it? Yes, it is. So we can just edit the area and move it over. I am going to collect as much flint as possible. And oh no, there's a bear attack. Run, run my man. So now you can see that his health is down because there was a bear attack. So shit happens, it's the wild. So this is a woolly rhino, which I kind of like. They have the same texture of a woolly mammoth. And normally they're there with a baby rhino as well, which looks adorably cute. Extremely cute. So good, we've got 6 meat. We are still waiting for this. We need one more dry skin for this. They're drying the skin here, that's fine. We'll get these 2. We have space for 4 more people, that's good. One more steak, and yes, there they are. They're building it. So right now I guess they're storing everything in their tents, which they can, but eventually we will have to build ourselves a little storage tent hut kind of place thingy so that they can put their stuff there. I guess a tent here would be fine. Keep all the storage units together, but we will need 4 skin for that as well. So this is good. Cave bear attack again. What? We need to hunt down these. What are these? These are bison, right? Ancient bison. Yes, they are. This dude is sleepy now. So this is what our people have. Our people have all of these requirements. Temperature is of course how cold or hot it gets. We are nearing winter, which means people can't walk really far, because if they walk really far, their temperature will go down. I mean, their need for raising their temperature will go up. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I think that just confused people more. This is stamina. When stamina reduces, when whatever, any of these are dangerously low, they will either stop doing what they do and go and try to satisfy it, which most likely they'll do, and they'll also start working slower. So those are things that we need to take in consideration. This is rest, this is morale, which we can improve by keeping them safe, giving them food in a timely manner, and also letting them pray at these altar places. So we can see that our meat and fish is all getting dried, which is good. This is actually full, so we need this as soon as possible. We have room for 7 more people, which is good. I'm not going to build any more houses for a while. You can see the first snow coming down. That is our first winter. We're set for the winter. We have 14 meat and we have 7 fish, which should be good enough to get them through. We have 9 points, which means we can go ahead and get dog domestication. And dogs just show up, you know, because that is pretty much what. Oh, there's a storm. There's a snowstorm. Ooh. Storms. What have storms done? I don't know if storms get the happiness of people down or not. I'm not sure if that happens, but what they do is occasionally the lightning will strike your people and they will die. So it is definitely dangerous, and I believe it reduces the temperature further, therefore keeping people more uncomfortable. I'm not sure if that's the actual case, but yeah, seems like that's the case. And maybe skin drying works differently in different weather. I'm not sure. So yeah, we are in the middle of winter. This is a really nice mild winter, I would say. Not a lot of snow. You can see the snow on top of the peaks, but not a lot of snow on the ground. Well, there you have it, Dawn of Man. This is the first episode. We are going to make a let's play out of this. 3 more people have joined our settlement, which is happy news. I'll put a quick cut in this video. Do like and subscribe if you like the content that I'm putting outside. I see that a lot of people who are watching these videos are not subscribers, so if you are not a subscriber and would like to subscribe, please do support us. And until next time, take care now. Bye bye then.